Hello everyone, this is Cookies, and I've got turn 19 for the second round of Lucid's tournament. Let's go ahead and dive in. So we had a battle in... I think I've been pronouncing that wrong the whole time. In Lygia? I don't know. But we've got some crossbows and barb heavy horsemen taking on some werewolves. There we go. Letting the lances do work before they get to the crossbows. Loses 5 crossbows, 1 barbed horseman. And yeah. So I think this is Agartha taking a throne. No, this is Agartha going for enforcing their vulturing, I suppose. A little bit of friendly fire there. Loses 2 cave knights to his own crossbows. In Hyperboach, we've got some blind fighters. Getting a little body ethereal painted on them. Alright, that was pretty easy. Didn't lose anyone. And then we've got Marignon attacking Satis in Bergamum, pushing their advantage after their big win last turn, and not finding anything. I don't think we have to watch that. Loses a crossbow and a royal guard. The High Priest of Satis scored a kill. That's funny. Alright. And then, actually, I kind of want to see that. Sorry. Oh, does he kill an imp? I'm curious who he killed. Ah, he smited an imp. Oh, hit him with a ranged attack. Smite demon. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Sorry. Just a little bit distracted. Here we go. In Workingham. Or, let's see. We've got some blind fighters against some dogs. Okay, they got a blind lord leading them. Okay. In Sleepy Mountains, so man goes on the offensive and attacks Pyrene's Cap, but we'll look at Sleepy Mountains first. We've got a little troop of Bakemono going up against the Mycthids. They kill the leader and win that. Then in Pyrene, I assume this is the full army? No, he pings. Okay. So maybe he didn't see that the army was gone? I'm not sure. Then Marignon in Deep Gorge Cavern. Attacking the dogs with the Virtue. Okay. And then Atlantis moving into Midland. I would expect this attempt to work against the remainder of Bogus and his crew, now that they've killed the Dark Knight. They brought, I think, 4 commanders, which is probably all they had in the area, which is good. Aside from mages. I'm presuming they didn't want to mobilize mages, aside from the one that they did. So the Rune Smasher has left the field. They might lose a cap-only mage here. They have it geared out as a thug. Didn't really do too many self-buffs. No, like Iron Skin or anything. And it dies to Kartuk the Troll Mage. Oh, it's probably Bewilder. Let's see. Was he killed by an ice guard? No, got killed by the Troll Mage. Magic Staff. Got crit on. For 9 points of damage. Oh, 2 crits. Okay. So we've got, oh, I guess out of the 5 Atlantis commanders, 3 of them are dead. Creon has routed. This is certainly not what I think he was hoping for. And the party routes. I'm going to be honest, I thought he was going to win. But Bogus is particularly tanky, especially with the greenstone armor. He's got a Wraith sword as well. So you really do want some probably armor-piercing damage hits or just very high damage. And these little ice guard are not... You probably want the glaive guys, because the sword guys probably struggle to go through the armor. And they did... They also killed Fang. So a lot of the loot that they could be getting here is not gonna happen. They've still got 2 more guys they can try to loot, and they've also lost a cap-only mage. And they still don't have the farm, so this is definitely a little bit of a disaster again. They lost a few more commanders. Alright, Agartha going after Hamain, or Patala in Hamain. So doing some vulturing. Even after Patala's successful cap defense. This is a tournament, though. People are going to be maybe a little bit more ruthless than normal. So, there we go. Then Patala attacks Sermiak. Now, this is the farmland. So, sending in the sacreds, but here comes the cat. Okay, I couldn't find the cat last turn, but here's the cat. So, let's see how that changes things. Snipes one of the body ethereal mages. Okay, so he did catch most of the attack rear. It looks like there's a couple of GSS thugs going after this Yogi back here. But these Nagaraja have generally been on attack closest, so if you were hoping to kill the Nagaraja with the thugs, I think you needed them to try and at least one of them to match the last script, but the cat's going to go ahead and do that. So the cat's buff script was Temper Armors, Astral Shield, Personal Stone Skin, Personal Regen, and Resist Magic. I do believe it came in and maybe killed something. No, not yet. Okay, so let's see how it does. There's 5 Nagaraja here. Oh, there's more than that, actually. Alright, this one's got a full kit. It's a hero. It's got 74 kills in melee. On the front line here, though, this one's another hero with 19 defense. It's a little bit harassed down, I think. Just a little bit. But it's also got a full kit. This one's got a helmet now. And this one's also got a hat. So if the cat can make it through these three, I think it stands a pretty good chance. Just took a huge hit. 55 points of damage. Okay. That's what a GSS will do. Was the affliction a limp? Okay. That's probably fine. It keeps the cat in the middle of the rest of the cavalry. This Kesheg. Alright. That's all it took, was the cat showing up. Alright. I mean, you took an awake for a reason. Don't be too scared to use it. Alright. And then the other bit I want to see is I want to see what happened to the two Khan thugs that went into the back lines. Yeah, that Yogi got deleted. Alright, so one of them got killed by Naga warriors. This one also ate a death poison hit. And is stunned. Okay. So the Patala Sacreds easily deal with the two GSS thugs. Nevertheless, a very important victory for Tianchi, because he kills a lot of these thugs. So that's one dead guru, 2 dead yogis, 4 of the 7 Nagarajas are dead. They killed 16 of the Naga warriors. He did lose his 2 Khan thugs. Lost 9 of his 12 sacreds because they were on attack rear. I think I would have done the opposite. I would have attacked with the barb heavy horsemen to use their lances, and probably shot the magic weapon howling bows of the ancestor vessels for the fear effect. I think I would have done that, and I would have done multiple squads of the barb heavy horsemen. But yeah, get those lances working, because the short bows aren't going to do anything to these Nagarajas, so I don't know that they were super useful. I mean, we can watch one last time, just see if the archery did anything, but I don't think it did a heck of a lot. Aside from killing the yogis. Yeah, maybe they got like 2 kills there. I think most of the kills came from the lance charge. Yeah, the crossbows got 3 kills. Maybe the barb heavy horsemen got 2 before they charged in. I don't know. But yeah, big win for Tianchi. Finally got that off his back. So as long as the cat stays in it, and maybe he's been not feeling confident moving the cat onto the capital, but there's not a lot of Dominion here at all. So I think he should go ahead and roll the cat in. You've rolled it in for 2 candles. Although I think this is friendly Dominion. So there would be a little bit of a switch up, but I don't know that you want to play too scared. You can always recruit priests, so at this point to try. I think the negative attention of losing your army twice is probably greater than the negative attention of losing the cat. So, and you can pick up, I mean, these guys are 1 CP, so you can get a number of them, or you can get some Masters of the Way to get some cheap priests online to try and summon the cat back. So, but yeah, really glad the cat showed up here. All right. So we'll see if he gets moving there. And this Nagaraja went ahead and went down here. Maybe it, yeah. So went ahead and secured Cassian Forest. We've got some long dead and Naga warriors over here in Bogaton. And then we've got Agartha plundering this cave entrance, looking at this cave here. So I think what he'll do is he'll leave this part alone and probably dive into the cave, is my expectation. Then we have 3 indie attacks. I guess these are peasants going after a blood hunter in low dominion. Then in Austingrad, we've got a dog. Okay. And then in Cassian Forest, we've got that lumber construct that got hinted at a little bit, but I mean, this is one of the, is this Nanth? I wonder if this is the same thug, because it's like a different phase of battle. Let's see, Sermiak. Yeah, so that's the same Nagaraja. Okay, so it ended up retreating here and defending. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. So, let's see. Patala's still got some sacreds. They've still got a couple of Nagaraja, but this was a very significant defeat in Sermiak. I do think... Oh, and they patrolled this out. I do think the next move for Tianchi is to go back on Patala. So we'll see if he ends up doing that. Does have a new fort up in Coast Haven. So we're on turn 19. I think you at least want to get this solidly under siege in the next turn or two, so you can kind of meet an aggressive timing for a first war. All right, now for Atlantis. Agartha might have seen that, which would suck. But, I mean, Atlantis should still be pretty safe. Their underwater forts are starting to come up. So, we got Whalewind Waters. This one's getting forted. This one's getting forted. That's the dog assassination. So, Atlantis is still in pretty good shape. It sucks losing that cap-only mage and some other commanders. But it is in their heartland. They should be able to recover pretty easily. But it does suck. They've also missed out on a lot of opportunities for gear. They do have a chance to get endless caverns, so we're looking at a little bit more underground expansion. Let me pull these up. Interesting. Okay. So Calum has not finished expanding in the Caves of Mira. Atlantis and Tianchi have their split here. I'm not sure why these troops are still hanging out here. Maybe he's planning to attack Tianchi because we've got more troops showing up here. Atlantis bordering Marignan down here. This cave is still up for grabs. We've got some cavemen up for grabs here. There's some dogs here in the one of the Agarthan caves. We got cavemen here. So still some independence to root out. I presume this is what this army is going down there for, is it's planning to go clear out this cave. They own the entrance and the exit now. So it's all theirs. They can just run this army through there. This also could be like a sneaky opening to an Agarthan invasion of Atlantis, because we got troops here, troops here, troops here, and troops in the cave. But I don't think it is. This group was taking care of barbarians. I think this group wants to go through the cave system, and this group also wants to go through the cave system. Yeah. So we got cavemen here, we've got Zots here. So I think he's just gonna run through the caves really quick. And then, yeah, so Agartha asserting themselves on Kafir after Pyrene came in and kind of like made known that they weren't really a fan of the vulturing there. So Pyrene has a choice here. They can defend their capital and almost certainly lose to this man army. I'm pretty sure they would lose. Although there is some chance that they maybe HP route it before the boar kills all their Cambion knights, and maybe they could win a fight that way. But the boar, I believe, goes berserk, so I don't know if that would be a good strategy. Or they could try to roll into Kafir, retake that, annoy Agartha some more for vulturing them, and then have their army running around while man's trying to siege down their capital. So, a couple of different options. Kind of depends on what they want to do. But yeah, a lot of man stuff here. Man's been very, very deliberate. He's only had one small defeat in Sleepy Mountains, but otherwise in pretty good shape here. And he's got 3 forts up and running. Other players have a lot more forts though. But if he's able to take Pyrene, then it won't matter. I think this army, though, is losing some initiative for taking the Golden Throne here. And we do see a growing Atlantean army that could also go for this throne. So him diverting for Kafir might cause him to lose out on the Golden Throne. And I think he'd be pretty sad about that one. But maybe that would lead to war between Agartha and Atlantis. All right. And then for our last row, we've got Calum, who, I'll be frank, I think failed expansion, but they didn't get punished for it. And now they've actually got a very playable position. They've also got one of the more interesting blesses in the lobby, where they've got death weapons and poison resistance. Because a lot of these blesses aren't too interesting. We've got hard skin, generic cavalry bless, a little bit of reinvigoration, hard skin and an aging, chakras, a pin bonus and larger on Patala, but Patala is not going to get a chance to use that. And then we've got a little bit of leadership, a point of attack skill, and a little bit of resistances. And then we've got Undying, although there might be like a Sleepy Incarnate with the Undying. And then we've got Chakras, Natural Protection, and Mountain Survival. So 3 Hardskin Blesses in the lobby. Part of that is because so many people went Awake, you just can't afford that much. And Hardskin is excellent for Awake Expanders because it helps them expand. It gives them a lot more protection. So yeah, we'll have to see what Calum's planning to do with all of these Earthbound that he's assembled. So it's also interesting to see a Calum player play with the grounded units rather than the flying units. because you do lose out a lot on a lot of the mobility. I think a lot of players tend to mass the Iceclad, which aren't going to do well on this map because there's only 2 cold nations. Or Stormguard. I see a lot of players go for Raven Guard and play kind of like a Flying Elf game, which can be really strong. But, I mean, you've got a lot of different flying options, but it's really fun, I think, that he's going for a lot of Earthbound. And taking an interesting bless with the crossbows. So we'll see what he does with it. What will he do with this army? He could try to go for this throne. Kind of depends on what he wants to do. He is Death 3. Going to Death 4 would be a choice. Throne of Air wouldn't do a heck of a lot for him, but would give some nice air income. And an air shield effect, which could also be really nice if you're using a lot of crossbows. And yeah, and then we've got Marignan pushing the advantage, won a big fight last turn in King's Tomb Desert. Has his large army here, so I think he's going to try and push onto Cetis itself. I'm not sure if there's anything here that could resist the Virtue. Cetis doesn't have a lot of candles either. So, once again, could still try to go for a Dom kill potentially. But also could just try to... Does have to be careful around the Poison Slingers, but I could just try to go attack Cetis and start putting them under siege. So, but probably... He knows about the 50 PD dump here. So there are some chances that he suspects large PD dumps elsewhere, like the 40 or the 50 here. And so could keep his army together for going on to Cetis, which would be a hell of a battle. 250 troops against potentially 200 plus a 40 PD dump. Cetis would probably outnumber him, but the quality would be higher on Marignan's side. So that could be pretty interesting. And then there's still a lot more scales troops coming out of Marignan. Has not yet opted to pick up any of the Bloodhenge Druids, but we'll see if he starts doing that soon. Okay. And I think that's it for this turn. We've got a few nations in the driver's seat for finishing up their first wars. That's Man, Tianqi again, and Marignan. We got a few nations kind of on their way out. It's Cetis, Pyrene, and Patala. We've got a nation aggressively going after thrones and vulturing, which is Agartha. We've got a nation that's done a little bit of vulturing, but is generally just trying to scale up their infrastructure, which is Atlantis. And then we've got a nation that's done a little bit of vulturing, but maybe their army could go for thrones, or maybe they'll go to attack someone, I'm not sure. And that's Caleb. So we'll have to see what they end up deciding. But they did pick up a Cetis fort in their vulturing in Swamp of Solitude, so that helps quite a bit. And they've got their original 3 forts that they've done. So, pretty interesting. We got another Agarthan fort going up here. We've got another one going up on the steel ovens. So, plenty of Agarthan forts. I imagine another one will be going up soon on the Throne of Bureaucracy. And I imagine some of these thrones are going to start getting claimed soon. So I think we're on the tail end of First Wars. Now the currently winning sides in some of those First Wars are potentially vulnerable. Most of their troops are going to be trying to siege down capitals, I presume, soon. Although all 3 capitals remain unsieged at the moment. And that could leave them open to attack from the uncommitted players. being Atlantis, Agartha, and Calum. So we'll see if anyone kind of gets called out for sending too many troops into their first war. And I think that's it for this one. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.